What's up, guys? So today we've got the Parrot Anafi, and we're going to compare the HDR video with regular video. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so today we have the Parrot Anafi. We're going to take some video footage using the Parrot Anafi in HDR mode and regular mode. And then we're going to just compare kind of what the video looks like. We're going to point at the ground, we're going to point at the sky, you know, get some lighting situations, maybe fly it in the shade, and just get a variety of shots. Nothing crazy, nothing, you know, too risky, but I just kind of want to see what the difference is between HDR and regular video. Now, back when I was taking HDR photos, maybe like 15-20 years ago, how you would create an HDR image is you would take a low exposed image, then a middle exposed image, and then a high exposed image if you were just using 3, or you take 5 images or 7, depending on what kind of bracketing your camera would do. And then, so what happens if you take a picture of a landscape that is really underexposed, then you can get all the lighting in the sky, you can get the shadows on the clouds, and you can get a great picture of the sky, but the ground doesn't look good at all. Almost like a silhouette. And then if you take like a middle range, the ground doesn't look great and the sky doesn't look great. It's just kind of bleh. And then if you take a picture of the ground, if you take a picture that is really overexposed, then you get nice shadows and kind of crispy ground images, but it's hard to get a good picture of the sky. So what HDR photography does is it grabs all the information from the sky, the midground, and the ground. So what HDR video, it does the same thing. So you might notice, before I color grade the footage, you might notice that the ground, you know, the colors are a little off, and that might be your computer. I think the only way to really see what HDR video looks like is to have a TV that is HDR capable. I don't even know if YouTube is HDR capable, so we'll see what the footage looks like, and it might be something that is just kind of odd. But if we can take the HDR footage and we can color grade it to something that looks really good, then it's a super win, guys. So yeah, guys, this is the first time I've ever shot HDR video from the sky. So let's see what it looks like. I'm going to show you some shots completely raw out of the camera, and then I'm going to show you some shots where I've color graded and kind of fixed the colors the way I like them. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so this is the HDR ungraded footage. As you can see, the ground and the sky are really nicely exposed. You can tell by the shadows it is a bright sunny day. Okay? Now when you're pointing at the ground, you can't really tell that it's an HDR video that much. You know, usually when you're pointing at the ground, the exposure's right, because that's what most drones are supposed to do. They're just supposed to point down. But I think overall the video on this thing looks awesome. You know, it's got that nice Sony CMOS sensor, and yeah, it's just really good colors, guys. So pointing at the ground is a good shot. Let's look up at the sky. So here we go. We're flying straight into the sun. The only thing I don't like about this shot is the lens flare right in the middle of the screen. And I had a pretty close call with this light post. Things are closer than they appear. But guys, you know, we've got the sky. You know, you can see the clouds in the sky, but you can also pick out the ground. So, you know, if you're trying to get a shot that kind of exposes everything well, then this is great for it. Just that lens flare is a little frustrating. But I mean, yeah, there's probably a lot of good chances that you're going to fly straight into the sun. Um, so, yeah, lens. Maybe an ND filter might help that a little bit. This is one pointing at the ground. You know, the whites of the roof and then the greens of the ground, and it's doing a really good job just kind of blending the colors as exposures change. You think about the bright sun hitting that roof and the exposure's crazy. Okay, so here's the transition shot. Now we're going to transition from HDR ungraded to natural ungraded. Okay, so that's the difference, guys. Natural ungraded looks great, guys. I don't know that I want to correct the color at all. But as you notice, when we turn over to the direction of the sun, the sky almost goes white, guys. And that's the difference between the HDR video and the regular video, is you can actually get the sky, especially on the side that the sun is, and the ground at the same time. But pointing at the ground, this shot is really nice and vivid. But if you notice, the roof is completely washed out. And then when you get closer to it and you're not comparing it to the trees, all of a sudden the details in the roof show up again. So with HDR video, you'll be able to get a lot of those details. Yep, here we have washed out sidewalk because it's exposing the grass. And then once it goes kind of over the sidewalk, it turns brown again. And you'll notice this on a lot of drone footage, like from my DJI drones, my Typhoon drones. You know, it's really hard for the camera to understand all these colors and all these brightnesses at the same time. Usually whites get washed out first. Even a shine on my forehead will get washed out. Now this shot's pretty good, but you can see the sky is almost white, like a gray over to the right, and it's touching on blue over to the left. So, and here's the same shot again, facing the sun. The bleachers look great, the trees look great, the sky is completely white. And then you'll see once we pass the bleachers, the sky's still pretty white, but you can see the blues in the sky kind of come in and out a little bit. And just disclosure, I did not know there was a car in the parking lot, so I flew over a car in the parking lot. The one car that was in the parking lot. So I was watching the drone at the time and wasn't looking at the screen. But this is the money shot for me. I think this is a great shot. The skies are blue, but I'm not facing the sun. I'm kind of facing away from the sun. And something else I want to note, the lens flare did not show up when I was facing the sun in natural mode, so it might just be an HDR thing. The sensor might have been moved or something. So, yeah. There you go, guys. Now let's go into some color grading. Alright, guys, so as you can see, the blues look great, the greens look great. I'm flying straight into the sun. Normally this shot would be white. You know, the sky would be white. So I think it's a really good testament as to what the HDR video can do. I've seen a lot of people just not want to play with the HDR video, but I think it's the future, guys, and you might as well learn how to use it at this point. So what I've done is I've color graded this footage to kind of look like the other footage, the natural footage out of the camera. I think the colors look pretty good, guys. I don't know, you know, it's kind of subtle when you're looking at the ground. I think the bleachers look a little bit more crisp. You know, the sidewalks are brown instead of white. But this lens flare is still here, so that lens flare might kill it for me. I can't deal with the footage that has light leaks in the middle of it. But But yeah, right here the sky's blue, the grass is green, the building's brown, the sidewalk is brown, the lines on the street are white. So there's a clear distinction of colors here. Whereas, you know, a lot of shots, the sidewalk and the lines on the road are the exact same color because it's so washed out. Here you can even see details on the roof, which is white in the sun. So I think that's pretty cool. And as you can see, the white balance and the exposure change when you get up on that white roof. Details are on the roof here, guys. I just think it looks really good, guys. I'm really impressed with this camera on this drone. Yeah, here's another example. The sidewalks are brown, but the lines on the street are white. And this is the final shot. This one still kind of looks a little brownish, but overall, I'm super impressed, guys. Alright guys, so that was a comparison between HDR footage and regular footage using the Parrot Anafi. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is HDR pretty cool? Is it weird? Is it something that would be a great tool for your camera bag? Please like, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, have a wonderful day, guys. Peace out.